Let's look back at the season that Justin Fields had. The Bears' #1 draft pick. Was he drafted too low? Should he have been drafted higher? I think we all remember this play in preseason. Looking to the left, had his head taken off at Soldier Field right there. Would he get up? Would he recover? Would he be able to read defenses? Would he be healthy enough to be able to survive that dubious hit to start his NFL career? Well, 10 weeks later, he made this throw against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Down 26-20, late in the fourth quarter, under 2 minutes to go, he broke the pocket and found this throw to Darnell Mooney to give the Bears the lead at Heinz Field. It was a beautiful throw, encompassing all the skills that you hope Justin Fields would have. It was a season of up and downs, but this play right here, one of the highlights. Escaping the rush of TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, squaring the shoulders and making this throw. An absolute dime to Darnell Mooney. What a throw. And I said at that time, the Bears got themselves a quarterback. But it was a little bit, he got a chance to play the first couple weeks, opening game of the season against the Rams. Put him out there on the field for some highlights like this touchdown against the Rams. Opening week of the season, cutting their lead. Something to give all the Bears and the Bear fans something to cheer about. But his first start was not pretty. He couldn't elude the rush of Myles Garrett at all the whole day. The protection would break down. Myles Garrett chasing him, getting down to the ground for one of his 4 sacks on the day. And when he did elude the rush of Myles Garrett like he does right here, just using his considerable talent and strength right here to shake Myles Garrett off, there was Jadeveon Clowney. It was an awful day. 9 sacks on this day. A couple by Clowney, Garrett, and company. It was a rough outing in Cleveland. In fact, nobody in Cleveland played well on offense that day. But he rebounded. The following week against the Detroit Lions, this was the longest pass play of the season. This throw, 50 yards in the air to Darnell Mooney. Play traveled 64 yards. Longest pass play, longest play of the season by the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields to Darnell Mooney. There was something to get excited about. In fact, there was a bunch of good throws in this game from Justin Fields. Play action pass right here. He hits Allen Robinson down at the bottom. It was a beauty right here. Just with time, threw an absolute dime between the safety and the corner right there for 27 yards. They'd get a win that day against the Detroit Lions. And then the following week, he'd throw a touchdown pass to give the Bears an early lead against the Raiders. And the Bears were putting together a 2-game win streak. This one to Jesper Horsted in the back of the end zone as he takes a shot from Denzel Perriman. 1 touchdown that day. Ups and downs throughout the year. This was certainly one of the low points. Threw 3 interceptions this day against the world champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You see the talent right here. Eluding the rush of JPP. Staying on his feet somehow. Keeping his eyes down the field, but under pressure. Makes an errant throw. Late, across his body. Misses Allen Robinson, and he would get intercepted 3 times on this day against Tampa. Rough outing for all of the Bears. But then, against the San Francisco 49ers, on 4th and 1 right here, this was a highlight play by Justin Fields. A little boot action, escapes the rush of Eric Armstead. And all of the San Francisco 49ers defensive line, including Nick Bosa. He'd take this one in 22 yards for this touchdown to cut the 49ers lead in the fourth quarter to 23-22. He'd run for over 100 yards on this day, including this one right here. Read option right at Nick Bosa. Faking it right here and then turn the corner. And you just wonder, as he runs out of bounds on the 49ers sideline, if Kyle Shanahan looking right at Justin Fields, a player that he knew since he was 15 years old, if maybe they took the right quarterback when they selected Trey Lance. And then there was a rough day. It was a rough day against the Baltimore Ravens as Tyus Bowser gets to him and forces that fumble, and they lose that fumble. Calais Campbell would recover. The offensive line needed work. In fact, he escapes the rush right here of a safety blitz and thinks he's going to escape when Tyus Bowser twists him up right there on the Chicago Bears logo. And he went down. He went down in pain right there. He needed help to get up off the ground, and he'd miss a couple of weeks as a result. But he would come back. He'd come back against the Green Bay Packers, and in the first half, he'd make this throw from the pocket, something he learned how to do. A little bit, hits Damiere Byrd, and he split him and hit him for 54 yards, giving the Bears a lead in the first half. But he also found out that if you're late throwing the ball to the outside in the NFL, guys like Rasul Douglas will pick it and take it to the house. A pick six right here. Rasul Douglas had quite a few of those this year for the Packers. But he gave him a competitive chance. Like on this 3rd and 4 with 26 seconds to go in the first half, he picked up a quick 20. Give the Bears some breathing room, a little chance for a field goal before the end of the half. But on his final game of the season, it was week 15 against the Minnesota Vikings. He found out that even when you have the talent that he has, he fumbled too many times. One of 12 fumbles on the season right there. He lost 5. Way too many. Ball security, he'll find out, is the most important stat besides winning football games. Taking care of the football. But on his final play, with 1 second left in the game against the Minnesota Vikings, we saw some of the talent of Justin Fields. As he breaks the pocket right here, sets his feet, makes this throw to Jesper Horsted. Final play of Justin Fields' season. Now it's up to Matt Eberflus, the new head coach, to put an offense around him, to build a better offensive line, to put a better system around Justin Fields, and start developing as their starting quarterback, because we saw the talent that Justin Fields has in an up and down season 2021.